Alright, so this is going to be a review of some work that we did last week, just so you guys can use it for review for when the test comes up, or down the line if I tell when we do a review quiz real quick, and if I need you guys to look over it. This will give you a chance to review, or for parents who would like to know what their kids are up to. This is just multiplying by powers of 10. I'm just going to do some quick problems and show you what we are doing and how to do it. So what I wanted to show, multiplying by 10 is actually a very easy fact to know. So stuff like, let me get my drawing up. There we go. So multiplying by 10 is actually a pretty easy fact to know. 5 times 10, well, that equals a 50. And what I tell you guys is just to, third period gets it, so just slap a 0 on the end of it anytime you are multiplying by 10. So if this was 57 times 10, then this would just become 570. All you need to do is just add a 0 to the end of it. So what I have tried to get you guys to see is that you are taking 57, multiplying it to this one, and then what happens is we can end up just kind of counting the number of zeros we have. The number of zeros that you have in this entire problem over here ends up being the number of zeros you have in your entire answer. And I will show you how that works. So instead of being 5 times 10, what if it was 5 times 100? Okay, so 5 times 100 would end up being 500. So we have 5 times 1, so you would put the 5 down there. We have 1, 2, and so you have 1, 2, 5s there. Okay. So a couple examples I have here would be like 11 times 100. That gives us, so we put 11 here, and then we have 1, 2. So we have 1, 2. And I tell you guys not to put your comma until after you put all of your zeros and numbers down, because sometimes you won't know where it goes until afterwards, and then you count from the right. You 1, 2, 3. And then that's where your comma goes. Alright, so what about this one? 1,000. Come on, right, 1,000, comma, boy, that's 86 equals 86. So we write the 86 first, and then we have 1, 2, 3. So we write 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, and the comma goes right there. So 1,000 times 86 gives us 86,000. And that might seem a little complicated of a method, but it will make sense for the latter half of this video. Alright, so 307 times 10. Okay, now I notice, okay, so we're going to write 307. I did count up all the zeros, but you don't count the ones that are in the middle of a number. You only count the ones that are at the end, like that one. So we have 1 0 at the end, 1 0 that goes at the end. So 1, 2, 3. So we have 3,070 there. So I'll do one more example. So we have 1,000. Nope. I don't know. Okay, we'll just do 1,000 times 60. And we can do the same thing. So we write 60. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, comma. And one of the students can get on to me about that, so I got to put my comma there. So we have 1,000 times 60 equals 60,000. All right, so that is multiplying by powers of 10. So let us do the next one. All right, so the second thing we were working on along with our multiplying powers of 10 was multiplying by multiples of 10. So what I started with was if we were going to do 6 times 4, it's math fact, 6 times 4 is 24. Well, what happens when we have 6 times 40? Well, 6 times 40 is kind of like the same thing as 6 times 4 times 10. Right? So we could just do 6 times 4 and then add the 0 on the end of it, because that's exactly like multiplying it by 10. So you multiply these two numbers first, that's 24, and then again, like we did last time, count the number of zeros, 1 0. So 6 times 40 is 240. All right, and then again, 6 times 400 would be the same way. 6 times 4, 24, 1, 2 zeros, 1, 2 zeros. Now we need our comma, so we count 1, 2, 3, comma, so 6 times 400 is 2,400. But then I threw in a loop and said, well, what if it was 60 times 40? What would that get us? Well, it's the same procedure. 6 times 4, 24, and then count up your zeros. 1, 2. So you still put your 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Same procedure. Still go through and count your zeros. Multiply the two numbers, then multiply the numbers in front, count up your zeros. So a couple examples that we can do. 90 times 300. Okay. Multiply the two numbers in front. 9 times 3. That is, I'm going to put it down here. 27. Count up the zeros. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you count up the zeros for the entire problem, not just for the first one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. Put your comma in. So 90 times 300 is 27,000. One of the things, okay, this one gives us a good example of that. 40 times 500. Okay, so 4 times 5, that gives us 20. And this was a good example that I gave the kids last week, or gave you guys last week. I can't decide if I'm talking to parents or kids today. This 0 does not count in the total number of zeros. We still have to go back and count all of our zeros. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This 0 here, this number right here, acts like this number right here. Okay, so 9 times 3 is 27. You wouldn't count this 7 along with these zeros. You wouldn't count this 0 along with these zeros, because this is 5 times 4. So, and then we put in our comma, which would be right there. I can't just erase one thing, I don't believe. So, 20,000. So 40 times 500 is 20,000. Let me, okay, clear that out, and we'll do a couple more. 8, oh, I just totally, okay. 8 times 3,000 is 8 times 3 is 24. So 8 times 3 is 24. And then we count up our zeros. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. comma. All right, then 7, this last one, 7 times 700. And this is mostly review. 7 times 7 is 49. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, and that is how you multiply by multiples of 10.